Alright, everything to wild. I'm just checking online to make sure everything running smooth. 1 second. Alright, and we good. Alright, Shalom Israel. We're at Isupk under Commander General Yohana. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or organization. And in the Isupk, we teach the truth according to the Bible. Things you would never learn inside the Christian church. Things you would never learn inside the Muslim mosque. Things your oppressors have been hiding from you since forever. You understand? But since 1969, you understand, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge has been established, teaching blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians the truth. You understand? Because you're not going to get the truth, like I said, in that Christian church. Your oppressor is not going to tell you you're the real Jews. You understand? Because your oppressor has stolen our identity, man. You understand? And he takes the Bible and uses it for his gain. You understand? We're the only nation that don't know that the Bible will, if we kept the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, man, we would be so far ahead of these heathens. And what I mean by heathens are anyone who's not an Israelite. Because the Most High God only chose black, Latinos, and Native Indians to be his people, to be separate, to be holy. You understand? These other nations, the Lord didn't choose. You understand? And I know, with Christianity, you just can't phantom. We can't phantom in our head when we're Christian, or if we're liberal, or if we're working so hard to try to bring everybody together. We can't think that the Most High God can create one nation better than the other, because our oppressor has told us that everybody can get along. Everybody's equal. There's no color. You understand? Like Michael Jackson had that song, it don't matter if you're black or white. Well, to the Most High God, it does. Color absolutely matters, and it's inside the Bible. You understand? And that's going to be my topic today. As a matter of fact, that's my topic. Christ is only a brother to the Israelites, because he only came to die for the Israelites. He didn't come to die for these other nations. He didn't come to die for the so-called white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man. You understand? He came to save his people. And what other nation needs to be saved? Hell, all these other nations are thriving. They have militaries. You understand? They have identities. They have land. They have, money. They have wealth. You understand? If a so-called oppressor comes up missing, man, they're going to send their best Navy SEALs and military experts to go find this one, missing oppressor. You understand? The Amber Alerts are going to ring, on your phones. They're going to drive you crazy by the amount of Amber Alerts they're going to send through your phone if a oppressor comes up missing. They're going to be billboards. You understand? They're going to care. They're going to search. But when the little Keisha comes up missing, you understand, or little Maria in the barrios, you understand, when our children come up missing, man, we have to work like hell to try to find them. They won't even file a missing person report half the time, man, because they don't think nothing of us. They don't think anything of the nation of Israel, man. These other nations hate our guts. And that's why we went into slavery. That's why Trayvon Martin got shot down. You understand? While walking back from the store with his hoodie on, carrying a pack of Skittles and iced tea. And that filthy, disgusting oppressor that killed Trayvon Martin sold the murder weapon, man, like it was a souvenir. Emmett Till was beaten to death because an oppressor lied and said that he, harassed her or came on to her. And they beat that poor brother to death, man, because of accusations of an oppressor, which later on she came out and said that he didn't do it. We need to separate from these monsters, man. We need to separate from these other nations. And that's what Christ taught us, to separate. And he's coming back to save Latinos, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. Because these other nations don't need to be saved. You understand? We're at the bottom, and they're at the top. And our oppressor lets all these other heathens like the Arabs, the East Indians, and the Africans come and extort us, man. Come and make millions and millions and millions of dollars off of the backs, you understand, of the Israelites. So even these other nations, man, they have their hand in it too, like it says in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. They are confederate against thee. They conspire against us, man, because they hate us. These other nations, man, it's like, they have meetings at the round table to try to figure out ways that they can continue to conquer us and rule over us. And the only thing we have to do to overcome these nations, man, we don't have to grab a gun. You understand? We don't have to start a new Black Panther and go buy AKs and AR-15s and teach women and children how to defend themselves. And it's not nothing wrong with teaching your family how to defend themselves, but we have to understand as a nation of people, everything that we've been trying, man, everything that we've been doing, man, has not been working for so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians for us to come up out of our oppressive state. We get further and further away from the Most High God, and we get deeper and deeper into the ditch that our oppressor sets for us, the snares and the traps, like the Bible calls it, man. That's what happens to us when we disobey the Most High God. These other nations, man, they set snares and traps and we fall right into them. Because we don't know how to obey the Most High God, man. Our children come up missing the most. Our sisters have the most STDs. And brothers. Brothers are the most incarcerated person in the earth. Here in America alone, man, there are more inmates than the rest of the entire world, man. That is ridiculous. Our people are the most on drugs. Our people commit the most crimes. Our people are the most being killed and kidnapped and molested. So who the hell else needs a savior? You understand? It's time that so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man, that we start worrying about ourselves like the Most High God is worried about us. He's not worried about these other nations, man. He's worried about the nation who he chose to be separate, the nation he chose to be holy. That's the nation he loves, and that's the nation of Israel, man. So if you're a so-called Black, Latino, or Native Indian, man, you need to join the Isupk or look up the Isupk and get in these classes, man, and learn how to change your life, because it might, if you don't change your life, man, it might be detrimental. You understand? Your children might come up missing. Your poor daughters might be molested. You might spend the rest of your life behind bars. You might die, man, by violence or by the oppressor. But here in the Isupk, we teach the truth according to the Bible. And since 1969's, man, under Commanding General Yohana, the Isupk has been saving the lives of so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. This is the only place in the world you're going to see true brotherhood. This is the only place in the world, man, where you're going to see Crips. Not Crips currently, but ex-Crips, ex-Bloods, ex-BDs and GDs and Vice Lords, ex-Serenos and Norteños, man, ex-gang members, ex-drug dealers, ex-prostitutes, ex-strippers. Everything that you could think of, man, is in this one school. All these brothers and sisters have sacrificed so much to change their life, to serve the Lord, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing in my sight. Seeing brothers and sisters change and coming here and, raise children to be holy, keeping our culture, learning our language, understanding what holy days to keep, not these filthy, disgusting holidays we learn from our oppressor. Really understanding our culture, and most importantly, man, having your identity back. Not being just called black, not just being called Negro, not just being called Afro, an Afro-American, a hairstyle. We're not any of that. We represent it, but we're not any of that, man. We are the 12 lost tribes of the house of Israel according to the Bible. And you better understand that, man. And stop doing wickedness. Stop hating your brothers and your sisters, man. Stop committing sin. Quit being a lustful bastard. Quit hating, man. Quit the violence, man. Commanding General Yohana Monday talked about that interview that Little Dirk had with the with Gilly the Kid and Wallow, man. And that brother Wallow, he expressed himself to those youngsters, man, because, growing up, man, we're not taught anything else but to hate each other. We're not taught brotherhood. You understand? And here in the UPK, that brother's not in the truth. But we felt the compassion that he had for those brothers, man. And like Commander General Yohana said, that's the whole reason that we do this, for those moments, to give the hopeless hope, to let brothers and sisters know that it's someone here that really loves you, man. It's someone here that really cares, man, that's really here for your well-being, unlike the Christian church, unlike Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, any of your black political leaders or any of your famous entertainers. All those people have failed us, man. Because his brothers and sisters still out here dying at an alarming rate. There are children still being molested at an alarming rate. And the Christian church has stolen over $800 billion from the black, Latino, and Native Indian community, and everyone is still poor. Everyone is still struggling to pay their bills. But not your black leaders. Not our black leaders, man. Our black leaders, man, they're living a life. They're flying around in $50 million jets. You understand? They're walking around in $5,000 shoes. And we're in the ghettos and the barrios, man, and the reservations, barely surviving. Hanging on by threads while our black leaders gain power and wealth. You understand? In this empire that's going to crumble at any given minute, man, because the Lord is coming back to punish and judge our oppressor and to save the nation of Israel. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Yeah, but I'm going to get off into some of these, first off, I wanted the last class I taught got cut short. I didn't know I don't know if it was the Wi-Fi, but it was a technical difficulty. So I wanted to elaborate before I get into my main topic on last week's class, which I taught. It was moving to Bel Air won't save your life. And I was talking about, the series that everyone was, the series everyone's talking about, the new Fresh Prince series is called Bel Air. And that brother that rewrote it, you understand, he's from Kansas City, Missouri. He's from where I'm from. He's from KC. We just say KC. I know everybody from out of town, they get us confused with Kansas. They get us confused because of the word Kansas is in the city. But we're from Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. And if you're from here, we know that it's a little quarrel, it's a little beef. You understand? Yeah, the Israelites, we're proud to be from somewhere that we're not really from. You know what I mean? But the whole fact of the matter is that brother rewrote the Fresh Prince. And let me see if I can find the article. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. The brother's name is Morgan Cooper. And then, I'm just going back over a little bit. And he explains why centering variety within black experience is priority for Bel Air. So, why centering variety within black experience is priority for Bel Air. You understand? Now, just with that quote alone, I think I got to this. I think I, brought this up last week. Variety. That is exactly what's wrong with so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. We want a variety of things, man. You understand? The Lord didn't put us here to try to have a variety, choose a variety of different lifestyles to live. Because if you watch that series, man, it's nothing like the old Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It's more I guess it fits more of today's with all the openness and all the different, lifestyles and all the different ways of life and how things going today, all the garbage and filth that's going on these days. It fits more so into that. You understand? But versus the old Fresh Prince, it was more a comedy. It had its serious moments, but overall, you understand, it had more of a positive message, in my opinion. Like I said, it was off because no one can do it like the men and the women in ISUPK. You understand? But it had a more positive uh, message. It was more family oriented. You understand? You know, Will's in the original when Will's mother sent him there so he can try to get a better education. You understand? And escape property, which was similar to this one, but in this one, this brother was about to, he was about to end the life of another brother. So that was already, difference right there. And another red flag, Carlton, Goofy Carlton, you understand? He, they had him snorting drugs. And little Ashley, you understand? She was, it was, Salakia. And little Ashley was, she was, a young LGBTQ, which was not, you know, they didn't represent that, in the older times, if you know what I mean, man. They wasn't representing that in the older times. LGBTQ people wasn't so open with using drugs and so open with being a homosexual. You understand? One second. I made an error. I'm thinking it's Monday. I'm behind. Salakia. All right. One second. All right, I think we're good. All right. Salakia for that. All right, there we go. Salakia. Yeah, and like I was saying, Carlton was, he was snorting drugs. Um, Ashley was, talking to her older sister about opening up. And she was a young LGBTQ. So all this variety and different lifestyles that he wants to put in to try to remake the Bel Air. I mean, according to the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, we're not supposed to be living those different type of lifestyles and having a variety different type of lifestyles and serving a variety different of gods and having variety sex part. I mean, all that is just it's an abomination to the Most High God. And when we act like this, like they're acting in Bel Air, man, he ran from Bel Air, right, to try to better his lifestyle. His mother was afraid for his lifestyle, and he comes to Bel Air just to witness his little cousin to be a LGBTQ. His other cousin Carlton's a drug addict. Hell, he just left the ghetto. He just left the hood from Philly, seeing all the drugs, and he comes to Bel Air. So this should teach so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians something, man. Just because you have money, just because you have wealth, just because you stay in a better neighborhood, we share the curses. Poor and rich, man. Rich and poor, it doesn't matter. If you break the laws of the Most High God, man, you're going to suffer the consequences. Because the Most High God doesn't care about your status in life. He doesn't care about how much clout you have. He doesn't care how rich you are or how poor you are. You're going to get the same judgment as everyone else, man. And that's what's so righteous about the Most High, man. That's what's so righteous, man. Because the Lord is not a respecter of persons, but man is. Your pastor is. Your Democratic and Republican leaders are. You know the oppressor's a respecter of person. Hell, he loves his people more than he loves us, which he should. He has that right. But when are we going to wake up and start loving each other, man? You understand? When are we going to start loving each other and stop loving our oppressor?
He's looking good on there.
Oh, yeah, kind of. When are we still going to start loving each other like the oppressor, prefers their own, man?
That's right.
Our oppressors prefer their own. When they look in the mirror, man, they're proud. They're proud to be what do you call it? They're proud to be a patriotic all-American.
Right.
Let them celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. Let them be proud to be all-American, man. But if you're a so-called Black, Latino, or Native Indian, man, you should be running the opposite way. You should be running into the schools of the Isupk under Commander General Yohana and learning your own culture.
That's right.
And learning what Christ wants you to learn, man. You understand? Which brings me to I was at my slave earlier out of wine, and I was talking to the oppressor. And he was just going over, they love, those oppressors love talking. You know what I mean? They love talking. And he's just talking and talking and talking. But something he said caught my ear today. This oppressor, I don't know if I'm not going to say his name.
No, don't say his name.
Yeah, but anyway, this oppressor out of wine, he said that, he's going in on Biden. He hates Biden. You understand? Which, and he said, if it wasn't for, what did he say? He said something. He said if it wasn't for, I don't know if it was for Ukraine. He said something. If it wasn't for something, man, we would be in a civil war right now. And he said we were already. Oh, he said if the what are they named? What are those nuts names? If they didn't
Proud Boys.
The Proud Boys. If the Proud Boys, he didn't say the Proud Boys name specifically, but that's who, I believe put on who led into going into the White House. But if they wouldn't have did that, he said it would have been a civil war. So as he's saying this, I'm just thinking like, our people aren't thinking like this. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, he's thinking civil war. He's thinking of protecting his rights and protecting his country and armoring up. So he's telling me, he's like, don't ever forget those first 2 amendments. Don't ever forget the first 2 amendments. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I did horrible in history class. So like I had to ask him to tell me, what are the first 2 amendments? And he said, freedom of speech. And he said, the second one is really important. And I said, what's the second one? And he said, the right to bear arms. He said, because you have to have the bear arms in order to have your freedom of speech. So this shows you how our oppressor's mind compared to ours. Our oppressors are willing to fight, kill, just to voice themselves, man.
Right.
Just to voice themselves. They are ready for war.
That's right.
That's the point that I'm making. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, we can't even come together as brothers and sisters.
Right.
Like Christ told us to. Like the Most High God commanded us, man.
Right.
And then another thing that I found interesting, he said, he's a Republican, but he still somewhat says that it's important to have both parties. And I'm like, well, why the hell would you need both parties if you just, because I'm Israel, I'm thinking like, we only need Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
It's simple with us in the men and women in Isupk under Commander General Yohana. We do whatever the hell Commander General Yohana tells us. It's that simple with us, man.
That's right.
It's that simple. So we don't have a Republican Party and a Democratic Party and what the hell else is it? Independent Party to come up with all these stupid votes and ideas. For what? For what? But but his answer was for that. I was like, what's the point of having all that? Having all these different parties. He said, because that's the way our forefathers established it when they came to this country. So, you know, when I hear oppressors talk like that, man, I get jealous. You know why I get jealous? Because we try to chase after their culture,
right,
after their forefathers. And we have our own culture right here in the Bible, man.
That's right.
You understand? We have our own damn culture. Let him vote and go back and forth and play ping pong with the laws and let them drive each other crazy and have a civil war. And all we have to do is sit back and watch. Because at the end of the day, they're all going to come together and try to defeat Christ.
Right.
They're all going to come back and try to defeat our king. So like the scriptures tell us, man, in Zephaniah 2:1, come together, O ye nation not desired. These other nations don't desire us. They don't give a damn about us, man. And we have to start making it up in our mind like the scriptures say. Oh, was that me?
I believe so.
Make your election sure, man.
That's right.
We have to make our election sure. We don't have time to be playing fun and games.
Right.
We don't have time to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
Pinching each other because you don't have on green. That's foolishness, man.
That's right.
The Lord will put you to death for celebrating St. Patrick's Day, man.
Yeah, right.
And you know what else the Lord will put you to death behind? For hating your brothers and sisters.
Damn right.
Not coming together as he commanded and not doing what the hell he tells us to do, man. So so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man, we gotta wake the hell up. And I was just elaborating on last week before I get into my main topic because the brother from Bel Air, I don't know if you heard it out of wine, but I'm gonna read it again since you're here because you know you be dropping it so heavy. You understand? It says Creator Morgan Cooper. And like I said, I just found out this brother was from Kansas City when I read this article. I didn't even know that. So like I said, this brother's a fellow Kansas Cityan. You understand? So Creator Morgan Cooper explains why centering variety within black experience is priority for Bel Air. So, of course, all these different alternative lifestyles and having a variety, that's the problem with so-called blacks and Latinos and Native Indians, man.
That's right.
The Lord didn't give you a variety.
That's right.
He didn't tell you can pick and choose what God to serve.
That's right.
He didn't tell you to pick and choose what holidays you want to serve.
Right.
He didn't tell you to pick and choose what to believe in the Bible.
Yeah, right.
Well, I believe in the 10 Commandments, but I don't believe in everything else. How the hell you going to believe in the 10 Commandments when the 10 Commandments is everything?
Yeah, right.
Everything inside the Bible you read can fit inside the 10 Commandments. You understand? And we don't say the 10 Commandments. We don't use that term. But, you know, that's for the Christians. You understand what we learn in Christianity. What they say, the Big 10. You only got to keep the Big 10.
And they don't even keep those, so like you.
Oh, nah, please. I don't mind they don't. They don't even keep the 10 Commandments.
Right.
I think after what, the first 2 or 3, I don't mind this. The first one. Because they don't love the Most High God inside the Christian church. They don't teach you how to love the Most High God inside the Christian church.
That's right.
You understand? And as a matter of fact, I'll pull a precept to prove that. Inside the Christian church, you understand? They don't love the Most High God.
Right.
You understand? What's that? 1 John 5:3? Hold on. Salakia. Yeah, no. No, yeah, that is right. Matter of fact, John, Salakia, 14 and 15. John 14 and 15. You understand? Because this is what Christ said out of his own mouth. And all the Christians inside the Christian church, when we in that Christian church, we love Jesus more than anything. We say.
Right. Yeah, right.
We say. You understand? You got that out of wine?
Con. 1 John chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
What did Christ say?
If ye love me, Keep my commandments.
Don't keep the commandments.
Keep my commandments.
Only the first 10.
Keep my commandments.
It says, Jesus out his own mouth said, if ye love me, keep my commandments.
That's right.
I mean, that's simple and plain. That's plain and simple, man.
That's right.
You don't love Christ inside the Christian church, man, if you're committing adultery. If you're trying to sleep with another man's wife, you don't love the Most High.
That's right.
If you're stealing from your brothers and sisters, man, you don't love the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? If you're celebrating Christmas, your birthdays, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, and what the hell they getting ready to celebrate this summer, 4th of July, and every damn thing else, you don't love the Most High.
That's right.
Because if you do those things, you're not keeping his commandments.
That's right.
You understand? Love is an action.
Yeah, right.
And they're not about action inside the Christian church.
That's right.
Salakia, I didn't want to say like I'm not an Israelite, but I'm not a Christian. But when we're inside that Christian church, man, we don't know what love is.
Yeah, right.
We're not about action inside the Christian church, man. We're all about the only action in the Christian church. The most action you're gonna see in the Christian church is somebody get the Holy Ghost and bang on the tambourine. Hell, you might see a few arguments in a parking lot after church, which is unlawful. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily say an argument is unlawful.
It's not godly.
But it's not godly.
It's unbrotherly.
And it's unbrotherly, counter to concert. Well, the hell, Salakia, the way that they do it inside the Christian church is definitely unlawful.
Right.
Because what are they arguing over? What the hell are you arguing for inside the Christian church?
Right.
Well, she looked at your man.
Right.
She looked at your husband. Sis, that's not unlawful. She didn't do anything unlawful.
Right.
You understand? She can look at whatever man that she wants to look at if she doesn't have a man. If she doesn't have a husband. That's
right.
You understand? And vice versa. A man can look at any woman if she's not married. But they don't do that in the Christian church, I don't want.
Right.
It's almost like they prefer to have a woman that is married.
Right.
Which is so LGBTQ, man.
Yeah, right.
To go up behind another man and sleep with his woman, that's so disgusting. And it's not brotherly neither, man.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, if you was keeping up with the show Bel Air, man, it's so far compared to the old one, and I was just saying like the old one, it had a more positive message.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like he's trying to break this down and make it fit in today's society and today's lifestyle. Which all those things were going on back then, but it wasn't, glorified.
Right.
It wasn't pushed on the level that it is today. Because they want all our black men to be, they want all our black men, they want us to be LGBTQ.
That's right.
Because we can't build nations like that, man.
That's right.
It takes away from the structure that the Most High God intended it to be. You understand? The man's supposed to be ahead of the woman, not the man ahead of another man.
Right.
Or not the woman leading another woman. You hear that often. You turn on TV. Oh, my dad's.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, dad. What the hell is that? Or both my moms. And they pushing this in front of our children's faces, and so they can be used to it. So it can be a normal thing.
That's right.
And only the men in ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana is keeping the traditional families together, man.
That's right.
Because we know how to build nations. Your oppressor doesn't, man.
Yeah, right.
The Christian church doesn't, man.
Yeah, right.
So if you want to learn how to build nations, man, if you want to love the Most High God like you say you do if you're inside the Christian church, man, you got to come in here and learn. You have to repent. And like the scriptures say, you have and must become a new creature. Not halfway. You can't be lukewarm.
Right.
You can't see a brother and hate him because he has a new car.
Right.
Because he has all the women. You can't hate a brother because of that, man.
Yeah, right.
And you can't hate his sister because what is sisters? I know back in the day, this used to be a big thing with sisters. Sisters hated sisters if her hair was long.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still hate on that? It's not as I don't know. You know, we've been away from. We don't see.
Yeah, I ain't in the world. I don't know what the hell they doing in the world. So like, I know they hate on everything.
They hate everything.
Another woman has behind her breast, everything.
Kind of the kind. If she gets looked at, man, if she gets attention. I leave it at that. I won't point out anything specifically, but if a woman will hate other women, if this woman gets a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I find out? A lot of those women that get attention, they don't even want the attention.
Right.
You know the ones that want attention? The ones that dress like whores.
That's right.
The ones that have their breast out and their butt out.
Right.
These sisters in Isupk get all the attention because they're righteous.
That's right.
Sweet sisters, man.
That's right.
And we'll go to war about every sister in this school.
Yeah, right.
That's how you want to be, sis. Don't be a wicked dog.
Right.
I'm trying to be cool. Don't be like that, man.
That's right.
Don't be like that. So yeah, that's let me turn this ringer off, Salakia. So that's it on the Morgan Cooper and the Bel Air and Carlton. Like I said, he's snorting whatever the hell, cocaine. And Will ran away from Philly to get away from the stereotypical poor, nigga neighborhood.
Right.
And he went to Bel Air, and I mean, hell, they doing everything they was doing in Philly. They just got money.
Yeah, right.
But I just want so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians to know, man, that the Most High God doesn't care if you got money. He doesn't care if you got wealth.
That's right.
You're going to get the same judgment.
That's right.
And we got to understand that. We know that the Most High is not a respecter of persons, man. And we must understand because, I wish we can ask Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. You understand? But they died.
That's right.
They died, and they didn't get to spend a dime of that money. Well, they spent it while they were here. But Michael Jackson, all his fortune and wealth and estates and...
It all went to Sony. You didn't even go to his family.
It went to Sony?
It went to Sony, y'all. You didn't even go to his family.
It's Salaki. Was them damn kids his? I still don't know that. Salaki. They just popped in my mind. Blanking and who?
Blanking. Anna Marie.
I thought it was Paris.
Paris, yeah, Paris.
So it's three of them?
There might just be two. I don't know. I just know he did. And I don't know if those his kids or not.
So he had three.
I don't know if it is or not. That's
children
a good question.
That look like. I mean, the children wasn't even his. I'm gonna play his. I don't think the children was his. So I don't
even think he like women, brother.
Kind of the kind. I mean, he had a son or a daughter. I don't know which one was Blanket. But the fact being is that Sony took all his estate. They own all his masters. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
and if I could, I got something heavy. The Sony bought out his. He had over 1,000 unreleased songs that his sister Latoya found after his passing, and Sony got word of it, and they bought it for $250 million. So now they own, everything Michael Jackson ever had.
Damn.
Ranch, estate, everything, music, unreleased music, released music, all of those gold, platinum, diamond albums that went triple, quadruple times platinum, quintillion times platinum. They all belong to some oppressor, some Jewish oppressor.
Good
night. A so-called Jewish oppressor owns Whitney Houston's records, owns Michael Jackson's records, Pimp C's, Lord Infamous, XXXTentacion, all of those actors and all of that. Their wealth goes not to their families, brothers.
Kind of the kind.
It goes to the oppressor, because all you are when you have money is a good rich slave. When you have a degree, you're an educated slave. When you're in the church, you are a good home-born slave. Everything that you learn in the world teaches you how to be a good slave to your master. But nothing teaches you how to be the slave master. Nothing on this earth except for the Isupk and the Commander Juniana teaches blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to actually rule something.
That's right.
You learn in the church how to be a slave under some white man. Christianity is who the Spanish conquistadors were. Christianity is what the Nazis and Adolf Hitler were. Christianity is what the KKK is till this day, Till this day, the Ku Klux Klan are Christian. Southern Baptist Christian, just like Big Mama was. Like, you learn how to love Arabs and serve an Arab God by being Muslim. You learn how to be a damn Buddhist. You learn how to be a goddamn everything under everybody except for ruling the planet Earth like the Most High God intended you to be. Right. And the only way you're going to do that is with brotherhood. The Bible says, shall two walk in the same path unless they be agreed? How in the hell could you rule anything if you don't even have a right hand brother? Even Christ had Peter to stand by him. The Most High has Yahushua. How in the hell could you accomplish anything by being a servant or a slave under your oppressor? How could you ever accomplish anything and do anything and be anybody if you don't have your brother right there next to you?
Right.
Your sister's right there next to you. What are you trying to become, the next Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson didn't die with nothing. He died a drug addict. Whitney Houston died a drug addict. Tiger Woods got beat halfway to death by a white woman he married 25 years ago.
Right.
They don't have anything. All because the church lied to us and told us that we could go and do whatever we want to do, be what we want to be, have no brotherhood, didn't teach us how to love one another, and now our lives are in ruins. Our women's lives are in ruins. Our sons' lives are in ruins. Our daughters' lives are destroyed before they even began. Why? Because the church never taught you how to love black people. Imagine, Lion Shah, the church taught us to prefer each other over another race of people. Malcolm X would have never joined the Nation of Islam.
Right.
The only reason niggas, assalamu alaikum and all that garbage and beneficent, the merciful Allah, is because of Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Before Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, no black and Hispanic man was going to wear kufi and a man dress and say assalamu alaikum. None of us were going to do that garbage. But because of prominent black men in the community that were raised Christian, Malcolm X was raised Christian, and Muhammad Ali was a good Southern Baptist Christian in Louisville, Kentucky. The church didn't teach them how to love black people, and this was in the time of segregation.
Right.
And they joined a nation of people that was subservient to another race of people, and that's the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam teaches you how to be docile under an Arab. When the Arabs raped your sons back during the time before the days of Christ, the Arabs carried us across slave caravans. After the days of Christ, they carried us across slave caravans and had us and sold us into the arms of the oppressor, sold us into the hands of the oppressor, the Europeans and the Africans. And now your son says, assalamu alaikum, wears a bow tie, eats bean pies, and still has sex with whores, still doesn't love his people, still goes to jail, still sells drugs, still uses drugs, still pops perks, but assalamu alaikum, Aki.
Right.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. You in the church with a big bow tie, with a big suit, a nice monkey suit on, and you, hey, what's going on? God bless you, my brother. God bless you. And you're having sex with children in the church, having sex with men in the church, because the church never taught you how to love your people.
Right.
Imagine if they taught them how to love their own people like Martin Luther King Jr. Imagine instead of him growing up being so selfish, he learned how to share his love with his people. Instead of loving the oppressor, he finally one day realized, man, I think this love that I have for white women should go to black women. And I shouldn't even have this lust for white women. Maybe I should love my own and share everything with my own and break every penny I have down with my own and open businesses for my own, start schools for my own, teach education to my own. He was an educated man.
Right.
He was a doctor by the time he was 18 years old. Surely he could have taught some little black boys and black girls. He had dreams about them growing up and holding hands with white boys and white girls. Well, why couldn't he be the dream manifested in his own community? Because he never learned how to love black people. You understand? Malcolm X never learned how to love black people. Muhammad Ali never learned how to love black people. Like Minister Farrakhan never learned how to love their own people. Michael Jackson, Malcolm X, Anna Marie, Garvey, Marcus Garvey, all of those garbage leaders that you look up to, all of your celebrities, none of them learned how to love black people. Why? Because all of them were raised in the Christian church. All of them. And the church never told us how to love one another. They told us how to be selfish, how to get your own, move out of the ghetto, around other niggas, and go set up shop in a white neighborhood and be around oppressors, marry some white man's daughter, and that's the American dream.
Right.
That's what the church teaches you, the American dream, but they never taught us how to love each other. And that is the main thing that the Most High God wants from us, is how to love each other.
That's right.
Because if you love each other, you wouldn't sell drugs to your own people. If you love each other, those brothers in Chicago wouldn't even think about murdering each other at the tune of 1,000 every year.
That's right.
You wouldn't think about raping some little black girl or raping some woman or having sex with another man's wife. Why? Because you love your brother.
Damn right.
And you love your sister. And that's something the church never told us. The church have always taught us how to make a joyful noise to God. God doesn't need your praise. He doesn't need your worship.
Right.
God doesn't need your money. He doesn't need your tithes. You know what God needs? He needs for you to love the brothers and sisters who don't have anybody to love them, man. He needs you to love that little black girl who was molested at 7 years old.
That's right.
Because nobody was there for her. Nobody was there for the little black boy who everybody abused. The stepfather, the stepmother, the aunts, the uncles, the brothers, the cousins, the second and third generations abused them. Nobody loved him. Who's going to love him, Elisha? Who's going to love him if nobody else does?
Right.
Martin Luther King Jr. didn't love him. Malcolm X didn't love him. You have to love him. And that's what the Most High God wants. He doesn't give a damn about you saying, God, we love you. We thank you. You don't see God, but you see black people.
That's right.
And you see Hispanics on the borders. And you see the Haitians getting whipped like it was 1886 on horseback by white men. You see them. But you don't prefer them. You look over them and you go into Calabasas, California with Kim Kardashian like that Negro Kanye West. You go and love white women like Terrence Howard and Cuba Gooding Jr. You go and love your oppressors like Venus and Serena Williams instead of preferring your own people that you see every day. You were born into a black community. You were born into the same skin as these niggas on the block.
Right.
You live the same life. But you look over them and you jump to oppressors. That's thanks to the church, Doc.
That's right.
That's thanks to T.D. Jakes. That's thanks to Martin Luther King Jr., Marcus Garvey, the Civil Rights Movement. That's thanks to all of those Christian and celebrity leaders that we have ever had who have never told us how to truly love each other, man.
Damn right.
They taught us how to give money to the poor every so often whenever we felt like it. But they never truly taught us how to care for another black man, how to care for another Hispanic, to the point that you will never commit a sin against God.
Right.
That's real love.
Damn right.
Me not ever selling your daughter drugs. Me not pimping your daughter, making your daughter some whore. That's real love. You saying assalamu alaikum, but you're going to sell me crack if I asked you for crack because you need the money.
Right.
If I stepped on your shoes, you're going to shoot me dead in the streets like a dog. But you love black people so much. And black lives matter to you. You don't love black people. And black lives do not matter. How do I know? Because you would show with your actions just how much you love black people. Right. You wouldn't be in such a hurry to leave the ghetto. You would stay right there and make it better. You would make it better. You wouldn't go fight in some oppressor's military. You're going to stay right there and defend the fatherless. Defend the children who don't have fathers. Right. The sisters who are afraid to walk down the goddamn street to go to the grocery store at night. You're going to stay and defend them. You're not going to go and be some athlete in the oppressors' athleticism in Major League Sports. You're going to spend all of your time devoted to your people the way Commandant Juniana has. Right. And the Israelite School UPK has since 1969. Right. We don't go on and be professional athletes and actors. We don't go on to be musicians and be like Jay-Z and forget their ghetto and Marcy Projects. You know what we do? We stay in our ghetto and we teach black people the Bible. That's right. And we do something the church have never done. And that's teach black children how to love each other. How to say the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's right. And love your own people. Damn teach right. your own people. Have sex with your own. Give your money to your own. Educate your own. Be around your own. Keep the laws of God because your life and the life of your brothers and sisters depend on it. Right. That's brotherhood, man. And that's something the church never taught us, Isaac. And because of that, we are failed and we are in ruins thanks to the church never teaching us how to love each other. Salakia.
No, please, Most High in Christ, get out of Juana's hand. You dropping it so heavy, man. Because inside their Christian church, and you made a heavy point when you was talking when you was bringing up Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. You understand? He could have taught his own people how to do so much more with the talents and the passion that he had and the drive. But he wasted all that energy to chase the oppressor, to
That's
chase
right.
the oppressor's dream,
To love white people.
to love white people, man. You understand? And if I may, Baba Kashag, Luke 16:13. Because Dr. Martin Luther King, like you said, man, that was so heavy what you said, Ottawa.
Most High Christ.
That was so heavy what you said, man. Because he could have did a whole lot more for black people if it and why do you think our oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, why do you think Martin Luther King has a street in every ghetto? Why do you think they celebrate, is it his birthday?
Yeah.
Why do you think they celebrate his birthday every year?
God.
Why is he the face of Black History Month?
That's right.
Because he taught us how to be good slaves, man. He taught us how to, put off the culture, what we're supposed to be doing, obeying the Most High God, and fight so hard just to be equal to our oppressor.
That's right.
And we'll never be equal to our oppressor, man.
That's right.
Because our oppressor hates us. And the Lord said that the Israelites, if you're so-called Black, Latino, Native Indian, man, if you're trying to chase Dr. Martin Luther King's dream, just know that the Lord hates your oppressor. He hates our oppressor. And there's no way that they could be greater than the children of Israel, man.
That's right.
Even us being as slaves, that crackhead that you see in the neighborhood that you ride past every day, who you envy and despise because he uses drugs, guess what? The Most High God loves him, man.
That's right.
You understand? He's greater than every oppressor. He's greater than Donald Trump.
Right.
You understand? Bill Clinton.
That's right.
You understand? Barack Obama. He's greater than any heathen.
That's right.
Those whores that you see, the Lord loves the nation of Israel, man.
Yeah, right.
And I just wanted to say that. You got that out of one?
God.
Can you read that, Baba Kashah?
God. Luke chapter 16, verse 13. No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon.
You understand? And this was Dr. Martin Luther King's problem. He wanted to serve two masters.
That's right.
No man can serve two masters, man.
That's right.
He served the oppressor.
Damn right.
You understand? And he tried to bring the Israelites who were supposed to be serving the Most High God.
Damn right.
He wants to join them in the hands of the devil.
That's right.
How the hell you going to serve the Most High and your oppressor, man?
That's right.
Because your oppressor is going to make you do what they want you to do.
Damn right.
You understand? You're going to celebrate Christmas, your birthdays. You understand? You're going to sleep in the bed with white women like Dr. Martin Luther King. That's all the hell he wanted. He wanted some white tail.
That's right.
That's all he wanted, man. He sold his people out so he can lay comfortably with our oppressor.
That's right.
I wonder if he got any little, kids running around. I ain't no telling, man. I think about that sometime because he was so much, he gave so much time and energy to that, man. It's just like, damn, brother, why? Why? And it cost you your life at the end.
Right.
And what's sad is that so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, they don't even realize that his dream is what cost him his life.
That's right.
And we're still chasing it. And guess what? It's costing us our lives today, man.
Yeah, right.
Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin. The sister, what was the sister name that went out on a date with an oppressor and she mysteriously died from natural causes? Our children being...
No, go ahead. Salaki.
Our children being kidnapped and molested, man. Kidnapped by our oppressor. Brothers, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians being incarcerated more than the entire earth.
Right.
More than any nation in the earth here in America, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are incarcerated or in jail behind bars more than the whole entire world, man. And that's what Dr. Martin Luther King's dream has done. It has killed us, man. And it's going to continue to kill us because that's not our culture.
Yeah, right.
And the Most High God told us to separate and be holy. He told us to be a holy nation, not come together.
That's right.
Singing Kumbaya.
That's right.
And some damn rainbow coalition, which is a myth. That's a joke. That's the dream we continue to chase.
That's right.
But the Lord The Most High, man, he told us to come up out of that.
Yeah, right.
He told us to come up out of that. Can you read that from the top, Baba
Come.
Kasha?
Luke chapter 16, verse 13. No servant can serve two masters.
No servant can serve two masters, man. You understand? This is what the Christian church should be teaching blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
That's right.
It wouldn't have cost Martin Luther King his life if he would have known this.
Yeah, right.
You can't serve two masters, man.
That's right.
You know why? Keep reading.
For either he will hate the one.
He will what?
Hate the one.
He hated the one. He hated the Most High, man.
That's right.
He loved this oppressor so much that he thought he was doing a good deed. But in return, man, he just ended up hating the Lord. He ended up hating the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
He really hated himself.
That's right.
He hated his nation. He couldn't wait a week or two for the movies to come out in the black theater.
God.
He hated black theaters that much he couldn't be patient
Right.
with his brothers and sisters and wait. He hated black businesses so much that he had to go sit at the counters with his oppressor
That's right.
and destroy the black economics, or the black economy, they call it. Because he couldn't wait.
That's right.
Because it wasn't good enough.
That's right.
Because he envied his people, man. Well, actually, he envied the oppressor,
That's
Salaki.
right.
He envied the oppressor so much that he wanted to be him.
That's right.
That's what Dr. Martin Luther King has done, man, for the nation of Israel. He's not done anything righteous. And anyone teaching that he did something righteous is a nut.
That's right. And they're against God.
And they're against the Most High God,
That's
man.
right.
You understand? Keep reading, Baba Kasha.
And love the other.
And what?
And love the other.
The white man.
And love the other.
Those white women.
And love the other.
Christmas.
And love the other.
Your birthdays.
And love the other.
LGBTQ.
And love the other.
That's what you're going to love if you try to serve two masters, man.
That's right.
That's what happens to us, man. We love the things that the Lord didn't command us to do.
All right.
And when we hate the other, we hate, keeping Passover.
Right.
We hate keeping the laws of the Most High God. You understand? You tell a brother he can't sleep with a brother's wife. Oh man, hell, I can. Who said I can't?
Right.
We hate we hate the laws, man.
Right. That's right.
That's what it teaches us, and that's why we don't understand why so much death. You understand why so much disease?
Right.
Why so many plagues, man? We talking about pray for Ukraine. If I see another Negro pray for Ukraine on Facebook,
No, so like you two are.
oh, if I see another Negro pray to Ukraine on Facebook, I might go to battle.
Right.
I try to stay out of Facebook battles, but I might go to battle.
Right.
Because the Ukrainians haven't been praying for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Man.
Damn right.
How the hell are you going to give your love to the Ukrainians when his brothers and sisters in your hood starving?
Right.
When his brothers and your sisters in your hood who have all kind of mental health issues?
Damn right.
You got brothers and sisters who have missing children.
Right.
And you're going to go pray for Ukraine? Once if those Ukrainians ever prayed for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man,
Yeah, right.
show me.
Yeah, right.
Show me. But we reach out because of Dr. Martin Luther King and the Christian church, man. We hate our brothers. We try to serve two masters, and we love the Ukrainians.
Yeah, right.
Like we love Donald Trump. Like we love, who the hell?
Bill Clinton,
Bill Clinton,
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. You understand? Everybody, man.
Yeah, right.
They love that damn, who that they love here in Kansas City? What's his name? Not Mahomes, that's a brother, but he loves.
Travis Kelce.
They love that damn Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
I had a sister tell me, I think he might be black. I'm like, man, that Salagi, he's what do they call him? He's a culture vulture, man.
Right, that's a devil.
That's a devil.
An Edomite.
You know, he got up under some bad sister, and she, dresses him, and they think that's cute. And he wears, the Gucci, and he try to be popping. He try to pop it like Jake. That's not a Jake, man.
Right.
He's not an Israelite.
That's right.
You understand? And even if he was, why are we so impressed by foolishness, man?
That's right.
By vanity.
That's right.
Those things that we love to talk about are vain. Brothers always talking about how much money Floyd Mayweather got or how much money Jay-Z has.
That's right.
When those brothers are gonna get judged just like the poor of Israelites,
Yeah,
man.
right.
they're gonna get judged just like that crackhead on the corner.
That's right. And so, like, if I could have, like, shot, what you bringing out is so heavy out. You understand? What you bringing out is so heavy, brother. Like, what I want to say is, this is because of how time is running out for these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, brother. There's a time that is coming on the earth where, like you said, how blacks and Hispanics are so appeased, how we love vanity and foolishness so much in the black community. It's been that way since civil rights are. The time is on the earth now where brothers and sisters in the world, they're going to stop being so entertained with Jake that has money unless they've done something for blacks and Hispanics.
Most High in Christ.
You're going to see it happen it's going to really wake you up. It's going to be like, damn, like these brothers in the world really talking about these cats and really judging righteously and making righteous judgments. Like, yeah, this cat really never helped niggas and Hispanics. You start to hear it a little bit now because they realize now the church really have failed us. And that's a good thing to see. It ain't happening enough yet. But you're going to start to see it soon with all of these gas prices. Gas is going down a little bit. But you're going to see as the end is not yet, but it's soon to come. This is the beginning of sorrows. As these sorrows happen and this famine and these pestilence and all of these diseases and the nation against nation and the world wars and the civil wars and the rumors of wars and all of these wars and destruction and death and shambles, all of this ruin is going to make black people in the world start to really look at the actions of people that they admire.
Right.
That's what you're going to start to see. You're going to start to hear sisters saying, well, damn, I don't think I should be looking at Cardi B. I mean, she really ain't even did nothing for black women. You're going to hear brothers in the ghetto that sell drugs out saying, no, I don't think we should listen to this nigga. You talking about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Nah, man. That cat ain't never did nothing for the black community. Right. You're going to hear it, and it's going to go worldwide. Those Benjamites in the UK, the Hispanics on the border, they're going to say, why are we even talking about this person? They never did anything for black people, and you're going to start to see brothers and sisters flood into this school like you've never seen before. It's going to happen. You're going to see it. It says in the Bible, in the twinkling of an eye. It's going to happen, and you're going to be like, wow, like just yesterday, y'all was talking about Patrick Mahomes, how good he throw a football. Now throwing footballs ain't good enough, Elisha. Right. It's going to be a day where dribbling a basketball, LeBron James, it ain't going to be good enough. It's going to come a time, Mark, where singing, all of that singing that we do, it's going to come a day soon here, brother, where it's not going to be good enough. And you're going to see it, and you're going to be like, my God, I can't believe what Officer Malak said was absolutely right. What the truth, what Commander Juliana said all these years was correct. Because that is what's been taught to me, brother, since I've come into the school. You're going to see it happen. Now we finally seeing all of the wars and the rumors of wars. And Russia and China helping each other out. And Russia invading these countries. And winning these wars. And gaining territory and gaining ground. And going to war, nuclear warfare. The world is about to end. The white man's empire is soon at an end. And it's happening. And you're going to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They're going to realize we wasted time looking up to these celebrities like Floyd Mayweather who have done absolutely nothing for black people. They're going to say, well, damn, I mean, gas is $10 a gallon. When have he ever gave out gas to black people? To the people who supported him over the years? Like, when did he ever help his community? My son can't eat and he can't get his asthma medication. He has emphysema, Elisha, and he can't get his medication because it's $1,000. Everybody, you got to see, brother, you're going to see everybody's going to be like laid off. It's hard enough to get a slavery now. Getting a job, brother, in the next year or two, if that, is going to be hard to find food, clean drinking water, and instincts kick in. And you're going to realize, brother, as things get harder and harder for the oppressor and they get harder and harder on us, you're going to see Jakes finally wake up and realize and say, we've been looking at the wrong people this whole time. We've been looking at celebrities and pastors and reverends and preachers with all of their big houses and nice jewelry. They are obsolete. And that's what you're going to see. The UPK is making all of those rappers and ball players and musicians obsolete. You understand? We are making them obsolete. Why? Because we focus on the real issues of blacks, Hispanics, and individuals. That's right. We tell brothers and sisters the truth according to the Bible. We are not affiliated with anybody or any Israelite group or Christian organization. We are the Isupk, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And you're going to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians say, well, man, these brothers have been out here since the 60s. Right. And they haven't changed. That leader of theirs, Commander Juliana, hasn't changed.
That's right.
And they've been helping brothers and sisters, even though we didn't give them their love, our love, and our respect. Even though we didn't help them, they still been helping us. Even though we talked about them and called them a cult in front of our oppressors, and we called the cops on them when they were at camp trying to clean up black lives, we were wrong all along.
Right.
And you're gonna see it happening, and it's gonna almost make you cry. And you're gonna say, well, damn, what we've been doing have been right and what you've been doing have been wrong. And they're going to realize that. Brothers and sisters in the world are going to realize it. And sisters, black women, they're going to finally say, I need a man.
That's right.
I don't need a dribbling, basketball, football throwing, tight jean wearing, choreographed dancing nigga. I need a man of God under Commander Juliana. I don't care if he has one wife or 6 wives, as long as he takes away my reproach. Precept, Isaiah 6:1. And you're going to see it happen. The prophecies in the Bible are coming to pass.
Right.
And you're going to see it happen. And you're going to see, like what you said, we ain't going to entertain all that vanity no more. Because he can throw a football 60 yards. Who the hell cares? That don't feed your bills. That don't pay your bills and feed your children. You're going to see blacks and Hispanics finally wake up and say, brother, we've been giving the attention to the wrong people. And we've been supporting and giving our money to the wrong people. Our time and our efforts have gone to the wrong causes. They're going to stop voting. They realizing that with Joe Biden. Now, I've heard hardcore Democrats that's been Democrats since about the 60s. These black Negro leaders talking bad about your boy Joe Biden. They going in on Joe Biden saying he looks weak in front of the nation. Black Democrats who's been Democrats forever. And they finally waking up and said, we made a mistake all this voting we've been doing. It's been a waste of time. The same thing Commander Juliana have been saying since the 80s. This school have been saying stop voting since the 60s. And Negroes still vote. They're starting to wake up and realize it don't do anything. I'm voting is vanity. You go and vote is vanity. Like they like to say, vote or die. These brothers is in a second going to say, I would rather just die. But I'm not voting for anything that's not going to change our life.
Right.
They giving a $1 trillion spending bill to the Ukraine. I thought they didn't have any money, Elisha.
Right.
Where is the money for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
Oh, man.
They giving 50,000 room and board to refugees coming from Ukraine. What about they didn't have any space for the Haitian refugees. The Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, said, do not come across those borders, Mexicans and Haitians. Do not come. That's what she said. She said, don't come, do not come.
Right.
They're giving out visas and money and accounts to white Ukrainians, to the Arabs over there in Afghanistan that were their enemies for 25 years.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to realize we've been giving our attention to the wrong people. We've been voting. We've been messing up. We've been wrong. It's time to listen to the UPK.
Damn right.
It's time to listen to the men of God because they have been there all along. And they've been telling us the truth all along. And it's going to happen now.
That's
and it's
right.
going to be glorious in the sight
right.
of the Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ. Get out of one hand. And you know why it's going to be glorious? Because Christ is coming back to avenge his people, man.
That's right.
You understand? Christ is coming back. Which, matter of fact, we can get into that since I didn't realize what time it was. I start getting into that.
Me either.
Let me get Matthew 1:21. Baba Kashada 1. You understand? Because, Christ is only a brother to the Israelites.
That's right.
You understand? He's not here to try to save every nation. He didn't die for every nation. He didn't try to come to bring us together like some rainbow coalition, like your Republican and
That's
Democrats teach you, like the Christian church teaches. It doesn't even make any sense, man.
That's right.
It doesn't make any sense. But that Christianity has been that's been witchcraft on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, since slavery.
A cancer.
A cancer.
That's right.
It's been a cancer in the black community, man, since slavery, man.
That's right.
You understand? You got all these Issacharites and Northern Tribe brothers that's in the Catholic Church. You understand? Doing Hail Marys, talking to some oppressor behind a damn wall, admitting your sins, and he's telling you to do a Hail Mary, and you're going to go out and sell kilos of cocaine.
God.
You understand? And blow another brother's brains out that's in the cartel. Or not in the cartel.
Right.
You got something out of one?
The precept I was talking about.
Oh, please.
If I may.
No, please, out of one.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52.
You want me to read it for you?
Please.
1
Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52.
All right, I'm getting there now, out of one.
Right, because you're going to see brothers and sisters flood into this school like you've never seen before.
Kind of the kind, sir.
You're going to see thousands upon hundreds of men and women and children say, we give up.
Most High in Christ.
We've been lied to for too long. You were right. We were wrong. Do you have any more room for us? You're going to see it happen in these last days because they realize now the church, it was the place to not learn anything. They realized the mosque was a waste of time. I spent 15 years in prison over Islam. It gave me a false sense of security, a false sense of religion, a false sense of anything, and now we were lied to. Now, do you have any room? We were wrong. You're gonna see mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters in the UPK say, son and daughter, we were wrong. We thought y'all were cult leaders and cult members, but it turns out you are the people that God chose to rule this earth.
Yeah, I'm right.
You made your election sure. Do you have room for me to make my election sure? You're going to see it out. Read.
Kind of the kind. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse, you said 52? 52. In a moment.
In a what?
In a moment.
In a rut. Oh, Salaki, in a long time.
In a moment.
Years.
In a moment.
Decades.
In a moment.
In a moment. Something quick. Quickly. Right. It ain't going to take long. It's not taking long, God. They already showing what all of what's going on in the earth today. All of the prophecies are coming to pass. This is one of those prophecies that's going to come to pass because of all of the destruction that is at the front doorstep of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
Who you think is